It is common knowledge that the Chinese possess an incredible ability to save money, a method of financial management that has been passed down through generations. This habit has its roots in history, developed to face crises and economic resource scarcity. During times of uncertainty about the future, the tendency is to save and spend as little as possible. As a result, regardless of the country in which a person grows up, they develop culturally ingrained habits of extremely frugal spending, preferring to invest only in essentials for living. This allows them to accumulate substantial sums of money, enabling them to achieve long-term goals. Observing the Chinese community in various countries, it's noticeable that they maintain a different lifestyle, influencing their approach to handling money. In this video, we will present 5 secrets or 5 financial principles that the Chinese use to save a significant amount of money. Let's get started. 1. Cash payment. They follow the principle: if you can't pay in cash, you can't buy it. This is applied, for instance, when buying a car. They don't resort to loans. They pay in cash, thereby saving a substantial amount on bank interest and legal costs associated with the loan. Some time ago, I was researching a car priced at $14,000, not the cheapest, but certainly an affordable car. It was what I needed to commute comfortably and safely within the city. The monthly installment for the loan would have been $235 for 72 months. However, if we calculate for the $14,000 price, a 10% down payment would be $1,400, the bank loan would be $12,600, but by the end of the loan term, I would end up paying $16,920, which would be the $12,600 from the bank loan, plus $4,320 in interest. This represents 31% of the initial price, not counting associated legal costs, which can range from 2% to 5%. This is what a person paying in cash saves. Moreover, by having the money ready for the purchase at the dealership, they can negotiate a better price. In other words, there is no involvement of third parties. The process is faster, the seller gets their commission as quickly as possible or wants to meet their targets, allowing some room for negotiation. Buyers may get between 2% and 3% discount, or even more, paying below the listed price of $14,000. Therefore, we see that having cash in hand or having money in the account is a bargaining tool. Furthermore, it's possible to negotiate post-sale services such as maintenance, warranty periods, and other extras. 2. They don't pay interest. Being indebted to banks can be a major source of headaches in the society we live in. Debts from credit cards, personal loans, student loans, among others, each dollar borrowed isn't just repaid with an additional amount of interest. Interest stemming from borrowing money is something that the Chinese practically avoid. In other words, they do everything possible to avoid paying interest on money. Hear a phrase that says, "Paying interest is like burning money." Though a bit extreme, there's some truth to it. On one hand, loans drive the economy, but on the other hand, the desire not to wait until having enough money results in making a purchase with a loan, ultimately paying more for the desired product. For instance, in the case of a car, you might end up paying 30% more. Chinese people, being very disciplined with money-related matters, manage their purchases against these credits, because at the end of the month, they pay their purchases in full and don't incur interest for having balances or debts. Of course, there are exceptions. Let's say someone decides to buy a television for $1,000 in January using their credit card from the community it offers. But what happens if they don't pay? The debt becomes a series of $1,000. Let's assume the minimum payment is $20 and the person pays only the minimum. This means they'll have a balance of $980 the following month. Immediate interest of 2% won't be charged, but it would accrue interest on the debt, totaling $19.60 at the end of the next month. One might think that's not much interest money, but if they continue paying the $20 minimum for 12 months, they would have paid $240 to the card, of which 98%, or $234.64, is interest, and the $1,000 debt would have only been reduced by $5. However, if they pay that $1,000 in full before the due date, Not only do they save on bank interest, but they also take advantage of the bank benefits to accumulate points, miles, or cash back. It's as simple as buying something with a card and paying it off. 3. Negotiate prices. One of the striking characteristics of the Chinese when it comes to saving money is their almost innate ability to negotiate prices. Many people feel embarrassed to ask for a discount, but they know there's a list or tagged price and a second, lower price specifically for bargain hunters or those seeking discounts, whether it's buying a house or a used car. This skill can be learned and ensure significant savings throughout life. Let's give an example. Buying a used car. Juan the seller lists the vehicle at $6,000, knowing it's unlikely to sell at that price unless it's a real steal or the price is negotiable. This significantly increases the chances of making a sale. Michael the buyer sees the car in an ad and decides to research the price, mileage, and how many years it has been running. He also looks for similar offers for the same car. After analyzing, he takes the car to his mechanic for inspection. Post the report, he has all the necessary information to evaluate the purchase and the maximum price he can offer. Michael asks the seller what he's expecting to receive. Receiving an offer below the list price would be the first negotiation. Once it's reduced, let's say to $5,800, the buyer has a margin to offer. Let's say he offers $5,000. Obviously, it's a very low offer. When Juan declines, this is where powerful information about the car, repairs, part replacements, both short-term and long-term, comes in. The seller will counteroffer, let's say $5,600. From there, Sam offers a little more, incrementally increasing by 50 or decreasing by 100 until reaching $5,400. The seller is pleased because Sam paid $400 more than the initial offer of $5,000, and Michael, the buyer, achieved a savings of 10%, that is $600, compared to the initial $6,000. This negotiation strategy can be applied to real estate and any desired purchase, even a pair of sneakers. 4. Discounts for early payment. There are services that are necessary to acquire. For example, if you own or wish to purchase a vehicle, you'll need automotive insurance, which is mandatory in most countries. It's not possible to drive on the streets without it, or you could be fined. And what's better for saving money than avoiding a fine? In some countries, insurers offer discounts for early payment of the policy, called an early payment discount. It's a benefit offered by the insurance company when the customer pays the entire premium up front, meaning it can be paid with a check, credit card, or in cash. Generally, the discount offered is 5% of the policy value. Let's say you've just bought a car and need insurance to drive around the city. So, you get in touch with an insurance broker to secure your new acquisition. Considering the value of the vehicle, the annual premium will cost $1,000, but there's an incentive to pay it early, which is a 5% discount. Opt for this discount and save that 5%. Additionally, this 5% discount protects you from the risk of losses since paying monthly might lead to forgetfulness, potentially interrupting coverage at an inconvenient moment. Moreover, it relieves you from the extra thought of this obligation, not having to think 12 times throughout the year about this matter. 5. Purchase inexpensively and infrequently. The Chinese perfectly understand the difference between a want and a need, and the cost in dollars to cover those needs. They keep these costs well calculated and buy private or generic brands, which are generic products created by supermarkets to offer a more economical option to customers. These can be products like oil, rice, eggs, toilet paper, cereals, cleaning products, detergents, among others. They know that these products satisfy their needs just like substitute products, and over a lifetime they can represent significant amounts of money saved. Another trick they use is with clothes. They usually have a simple wardrobe and don't invest in expensive branded clothes. Often people spend a lot of money on clothes, which isn't bad as long as it's to take care of their image and have a personal brand. However, when it surpasses the limit of necessity and becomes imbalanced luxury, a lot of money can be spent instead of investing it for the same purpose. The same goes for mobile phones. Frequent phone upgrades are an expense unless it's used as a work tool. For example, a phone can easily lose 25% of its value in a year, even less depending on the market. They prefer to save on these types of luxuries, buying what suits their needs. allowing them to save significant amounts of money. If you know of any other tricks that Asians use to save money and want to share them here with us, feel free to leave them in the comments. We'd be very happy to hear what you thought of this video. Leave your feedback. If you enjoyed the video, show your support by leaving a like and subscribing here at Time to Invest. Thank you for watching up to this point, and I'll see you in the next video.